All right, good evening. It's all dark outside all the time now, so I mean, it's kind of the afternoon, it's kind of the evening right now. Anyways, let's get started. We are gonna make a curry recipe today. It's my take on a tikka masala. I do things a tiny bit differently. I looked around for different recipes and I mixed a few together. But we're gonna do it this way because this is how I made it, I think last week at some point, and it was delicious. Undeniably amazing, and I think I ate it for like 5 or 6 meals. I'm a really big eater, so you could probably eat it for 12. First things first, we are going to need some cauliflower. That's about 2 or 3 cups of cauliflower. I already washed and chopped it. Let's put that there. We're gonna roast that first. So we need to start with some coconut milk. I have this canned stuff here. It's so we'll start with just an empty bowl here. We're gonna make something to coat our cauliflower with. So you need about a tablespoon. I'm gonna do about 1.5 tablespoons. And then you're going to need 2 teaspoons of tikka masala dressing. I have just this spice blend that I got from the shop down the road. So let's throw in 2. 1, 2. Cool. We're gonna use that later, so hold on to that. And then a little bit of salt. I'm just gonna use this same stuff I use all the time. If you have table salt, I'm sure that'll work fine. I just don't have any. Mix that up. So, take our spatula and just drizzle it over our bowl of cauliflower. And then just mix it around until it's evenly coated. And at this point too, your oven should be preheating at 375. I always forget to say that. All right, now that that's pretty evenly coated, we are gonna just evenly lie it down on the pan. Don't stack it. We're gonna roast it for a half an hour, and we're gonna flip them about halfway through, so 15 minutes. So set a timer. All right, so you're gonna wanna have 2 pans unless you have like one ginormous pan, because it's gonna become too full and you're gonna have to split it between 2 pans eventually. But I only have these size of pans, so we're gonna keep this. So our next step is, I've got this on super low on just the 1 pan for now. Ooh. And we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So while that's slowly melting, don't turn the heat up. Chop up your yellow onion. So you need 1 medium-ish sized yellow onion. We're gonna throw in some tomatoes. Well, you want these to slowly cook while you're doing that. So put a little bit of salt, not a lot. And then we're gonna get 3 or 4 like medium-sized tomatoes. Again, just dice them up. Just so I don't mess up any more dishes, because I'm the one who has to do them, I'm gonna put them in this pan that I'm not using right now. So essentially, now that these are kind of getting nice and soft, the onions, we can start adding the next portion of ingredients, which is going to be our tomatoes, our fresh tomatoes. Some minced cilantro. So I have some of that here. If you don't like cilantro, don't add it. I don't care. Get out of here with your picky tastes. Just kidding. And yes, I am going to add the stem in this recipe. Why? Because I feel like it. And you should, honestly. It's not going to have like the most insanely strong taste, so don't worry about that. We are going to use some of the cilantro for later on to garnish the top, or not. In the meantime, I'm going to cut up 5 cloves of garlic. We want them to be like medium to large size, so I think I have about 6 actually, because one of them was very small and then I added another small one. And honestly, just go nuts with the garlic. Go freaking nuts, because garlic is king or queen, whichever you like. Royalty. Don't have to be perfect. It don't matter. All right, mix that around before we add our next ingredient. Next up, we are doing more the garam masala. So we need 4 teaspoons. This is another teaspoon here, so we're gonna add it right into the pan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can put it away. I'm gonna do a tiny bit more salt. I did put a little bit at the beginning. I would say that was about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And put another 1/8 of a teaspoon in, totaling 1/2. All right, good enough. Can always add salt later. Don't worry about that too much now. Can't take it out though. We're gonna flip over our cauliflower and put them in for another 15 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna want to use about 2 inches of ginger. So I have about that there. It'll work once we're finished peeling it. So I'm just gonna peel it while we wait for that to evaporate fully. The best way to peel ginger is with just like a spoon. This teaspoon works fine. A metal spoon, I should say. Yeah, I didn't have any crushed tomatoes, so we'll use about half of a can of this, and then we'll just chop it up ourselves. Just gonna turn this stuff down on the stove, and this is where we will separate it. Oh, a piece of garlic skin in there. This is where we'll separate it. So like I'll put like half of it into this pan, because it's going to become too much any second now, and leave half in this pan. So turn that one on, turn it down. Okay. So I'm just going to take them out. This is kind of gross. I feel like maybe what brains would feel like. Chop them up. But obviously, like, I'm using half of the can, so if you find a smaller can, get that. All right, I don't know where that stopped. So to recap, we put half of a can, like a large can of crushed tomatoes in the pans, or your one collective pan, and our ginger. And then what else do we need? So that's like pretty much it. So you want to turn those up. It does say to add a red wine vinegar. Here's the thing, I don't have any. Secondly, I did look at the store to see if they had any. I couldn't find it, but then I also thought, like, what else am I going to use this for? I've not really seen it in a lot of the recipes that I use yet, so I didn't go out of my way to look for it very hard. And last week I did use just like the rice wine vinegar because it's a very small amount, and it was fine. I might get crucified for that, but it was totally fine. So it was like literally a tablespoon. It's fine. I'm gonna just use this teaspoon and put 1 teaspoon in each side. Boom, boom. All right. Maybe it's sacrilege, not sure. Do not really care because it tasted just good, like really good. It didn't taste just fine, but it tasted really good like this. Don't think it really adds or takes away too much. We need our blender. Let's make sure that the bottom is put on properly. Okay, we're gonna take half of one, or just that much. Blend it all up. Just half of it, like, so if you have 2 pans going, just use 1 entire pan. And this isn't even necessary, it's just for texture and looks and whatever. Just blend it up a bit. So what we're gonna do is add in half of this one in there, leave the other half there, and same. Great. More mess. I won't throw that. So mix that up. Then we want to add in our chickpeas. And as soon as our cauliflower is ready, we're going to add our cauliflower as well. And this can absolutely be eaten just like this, or you can eat it on like some rice. But yeah, like this would totally be fine, especially with the cauliflower. If you don't have cauliflower or you don't like cauliflower, I recommend skipping that step entirely, the first step, and just adding lentils. Like last week I added lentils to mine and it was amazing. Oh yeah, I lied. One more thing to add is just the rest of our coconut milk. This recipe, most of the recipes that I found didn't call for it, but I like to make mine like super creamy. So just literally add it all. And like, what are you gonna save that for? I don't think you can save that coconut milk for very long, but yeah, it will make it taste even more amazing, in my humble opinion. Cauliflower. Turn off that stove, and safely transfer your cauliflower to each pan. And yeah, if you are the kind of person who wants to take lunches to work, take this to work all week. It'll save you some time. And let's just mix it around. Then I would leave that on medium heat for another 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna call it 5 minutes while I clean up, and then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so that's been just on a low heat simmering for about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna move it around, make sure that we don't burn anything on the bottom of the pan while it's still hot and sitting there. Okay, and then we can just take our dish and serve it up. And again, you could totally just have it like this, or you could have it on some rice. Your choice. If you have it on rice, then you can make it last longer. But yeah. All right. Then yeah, you can garnish it with a bit of cilantro. All right, there we have it. It's pretty simple tikka masala. I did go over it, like I said, like one time before, so that I could break it down easier for you. I hope that it was easy to follow along, and I hope that you try it and enjoy it. It's still steaming hot, so and it's very hot in here. I'm probably like just sweating. Yeah. So if you like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification if you want to be notified for the next time that my videos come out. Peace.